Hey everyone! I finally got around to reading The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer, and I'm currently wondering why I waited so long because this book is amazing. I only heard about this a month or so before it actually came out, but even then, I wasn't super excited to read it. Yes, I had it on my hold shelf, but I was very afraid that it would disappoint, and no Stephenie Meyer book has disappointed me before. I loved the Twilight series, at least at the time that I read it. I loved The Host, and I wanted to love this, but I don't know. I didn't know what to think. I had no idea what the plot was about. This cover isn't super special or anything. There's a syringe up there and it's gray, so nothing to get too excited about. But then I actually started reading, and 100 pages in, I was hooked. Part of this was because I had this huge, beautiful ship in my head, but unfortunately that ship did not come true, but even despite that, I really enjoyed this novel. What happens in this book is that we have a main character who, for the majority of the book, goes by the name Alex. This isn't her real name, but it's a pseudonym that she uses because it's not safe anymore for her to use her real name. When she was in medical school, she was recruited by the US government because of her aptitude with chemicals and her ability to create things with these chemicals, and so they hired her on as a professional torturer, and she is really good at torturing. She knows what every chemical, what combination of these chemicals does on the body and how much a body can stand. She's frighteningly good at her job, and this scares even her, but she tries and lives with it for the first 3 years that she's working with the government because she knows that everything she is doing is for the greater good and that she is helping save millions of lives all across the country. However, what happens after those 3 years is she and her partner Barnaby accidentally hear something that they're not supposed to hear, and while they have no idea what this is, the US government tries to have them killed anyways. Luckily for her, she is not in the lab when they are poisoning it, but her partner does get killed, and after that she is on the run. She trusts nobody, she is extremely paranoid, she sleeps in the bathtub, but this is what keeps her alive. One day she gets a call back from one of her colleagues saying that they will stop hunting for her if she helps them one more time. Apparently there is this huge virus that is going to be exposed in the country and will kill millions upon millions of people, and they need her help to stop this. So she's like, okay, I can't walk away from this. I can't just leave all these people to die. So she comes in, they give her a file, she reads it, and she goes to torture someone for one last time. However, what happens is that turns out the government has not told her everything, and this is when she meets two people who will be with her for the rest of the book, Daniel and Kevin. Kevin and Alex absolutely despise each other, have no patience for each other, and they brawl as soon as they see each other because they think they're on opposite sides of the team. Daniel and Alex are a bit better off, although how they meet is she kind of kidnaps him. So now that they all know that the government has not told them everything, they are on the run, this time together, and they're trying to fill in the gaps of what the government didn't tell them and what is actually going on, and this is a really thrilling ride, and I highly recommend it if you're in the mood for something just really good and really unique. The relationships between the people in this book are amazing, the people themselves in this book are amazing, and honestly, everything about this book is really good. I have nothing bad to say about it other than the fact that my ship did not survive, and maybe was not even an option. I read 2 Janet Evanovich books earlier this year. One of them was The Heist, and the other one I can't remember the name of, but I'll put the name right up here somewhere. But they were very disappointing. They had the same vibe of this book going on, but they were nowhere near as good, and they had way too much humor in them. This book, though, has a very nice combination of funny and oh my gosh, we're going to die, and it just made for such a great, thrilling, super amazing read. And there were so many plot twists and wait for it, a ton of super awesome, trained but super lovable dogs. I want to adopt them all. I do have to say that unfortunately I think there was a bit too much romance in this book. The ship that I shipped in my head was super amazing and it should have been a thing, but now that I've finished the entire book, I'm afraid that apparently there may not have even been a possibility of that ship, and that just like tears me up inside because it would have been so good. I don't know if the author purposefully did not make the ship a thing, or maybe she was just completely unaware of all the potential that was right in front of her face, but either way, I'm very annoyed, and that is basically the only reason this book gets 4 stars instead of 5, because the romance that was there, I didn't like it. Not that it was bad, but it was unnecessary to the plot, and again, my ship was better. I won't tell you who my ship is and who the actual ship is because I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to keep you from reading this book even without the lack of my ship, because yes, it's the better ship, but even without that ship, this is a really great story, and I just haven't seen enough good action cinematic stories like this in quite a while that have actually worked for me, so I don't want you to miss out on this just because of that. And if you find out that the ship you want is not the ship, maybe you'll stop reading. I probably would have stopped reading if I knew, just because I'm petty like that, but I'm glad I didn't, because even if I ignore the lack of my ship, all the characters in this were really amazing. There was Val, there was Daniel, Kevin, Alex, Dogs, this other guy that I can't remember the name of right now, but everyone was super well developed, and the writing in the novel was really good. I know people have said before that Stephenie Meyer's writing isn't great. I didn't actually notice it in Twilight, but that may have been because I was in middle school, but with this book, it's just not even noticeable. It's really great, and I highly recommend this book if you're a fan of Stephenie Meyer, or if you're just getting into her adult novels. Either way, it's really great, and I don't think it'll disappoint unless you are looking for a beautiful ship. So just when you're going into this, don't look for the ship. Don't do it. If you've read this book already, did you enjoy it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos. See you next time!